Hi, welcome to Tackle Tarts Extra, new segment that I'm going to be running on my channel, which is basically for rigs, and the odd little session that we go on every now and again will probably be put on this sort of Tackle Tarts Extra bandwagon, if you know what I mean. So the first rig I'm going to show you in this series is going to be the D rig, which I've had loads of people message me about saying how to tie it, so I thought I'd best get down and do it in session so that you guys can know how to tie it for your own fishing. First of all, end trap soft. This is what I've been using for the D rigs. I used it in France in £20. I've used it at Ladywood in 15, but to be honest, the £20 is not much thicker than 15, so you might as well use a stronger breaking strain just in case you've got snags or anything knocking around in the lake that you're fishing. If you are using smaller hooks than what I'm going to use 6s. I would recommend using the 15 because it does use up a lot of the hook, if you know what I mean, so there's not a lot to grab the fish's flesh. So if you are using 15, then stick to the smaller hooks. But these are the hooks I'm using at the moment, the BMG curves, the size 6 ones in barbed. They're really nice hooks actually, and don't cost a fortune. So first of all, what I do is pull a section of end trap off. It's quite a big section of end trap, because obviously you need a lot to work with this rig. That will become clear in a second as I'm tying it. Get a hook out. Always check that it's sharp before you start tying. That's perfect. So with the end trap, with this rig, you're basically using the tag end of a whipping knot. That is the length of your hook link. So you need to make sure you've left enough tag end of the whipping knot to make sure you've got enough for your hook link. So you make a big loop underneath the end trap, over the top of itself. Really simple to do. And lay the hook parallel to it. Once you've done that, tag end should be pointing away towards the bend of the hook, and then the loop's coming back over towards the eye and then back into the spool. Don't cut it off yet. Then all I do is wrap the frontal loop round the hook towards the bend of the hook once, wrap it again, but you go the opposite direction, so it's sort of sitting on each of the folds is sitting on each other like a figure of 8, and you wrap 4 more times. Once that's done, basically pinch and then pull the tag end. Don't pull it too tight though, because obviously where you're positioning it on the hook is rather crucial. So that's nearly tight at the moment. I pull it down so it's around the start of the bend of the hook. Once it's there, give it a bit of lubrication and tighten it up. Find that it twists over slightly, you just have to bend it back over on itself. It's a perfect little knot that, it sits straight on anything. You can use it for a chod rig as well. If you fancy it, put some scissors out, cut it really close. Don't want any tag ends that are going to ruin your rig. So this is never going to come under pressure, so you can literally cut it. There's no tag end there showing at all where I've cut that. Now, on my D rigs, I've used not quick links, what am I on about? I've used rig rings, but recently I've been using these mini swivels, and the hook holds with these have been excellent, so I don't see any reason to change that. I'll get one of these out. Really small little things. Basically all I do is bury the bait halfway into them. That gives it a lot of movement. So basically, end of the end trap, straight through the swivel, and I bring the end trap round through the eye towards the point, and there we've got the perfect size D. Got a bit of slack in it, so we've got plenty of movement for the swivel. Then all I'm going to do is tie a simple knotless knot. Because the end trap's not uncoated, it's still its coating on, get away with 4 turns, that's all you need. So straight through, back towards the point like any normal knotless knot rig. Pull it tight. And there's your D, sliding down the hook. And then normally what I do is, because this is so stiff all the way through, even though it's end trap stuff, it's still got a bit of stiffness to it. Around 1.5 centimetres, maybe an inch away from the hook, break the end trap a bit, probably only 1 centimetre long. And as you can see, that really kicks out the eye of the hook, and you've got a bit of a hinge there. At the end, I quite often use quick links, and I haven't been doing today because I haven't been changing the rigs very often because they're not very big carp, not wasting loads of hooks on them. We've had quite a few today, probably nothing bigger than 10 pound. We fished overnight. I've had 11, and not too bad, loads of little ghosties, but it's not been too bad at all. But I normally fish with a perfection loop knot on the end. And all I do to tie that is fold the line back on itself, making like a little kiddie's balloon, wrap the line around the front of that and around the back to make another loop. Tag end goes in between those two loops, pinch it together and push the loop that's closest to you through the other one that's furthest away. Important not to pull the tag end tight though, as that's nothing to do with this knot at all. You basically, if you pull the tag end tight, the knot will clinch on itself and won't work. So basically all I do is put that down, give it a good pull, and there's a perfection loop knot tied in the end. Simple as that. With these things you can cut them really tight because the tag end isn't under any pressure whatsoever. And there's your finished D-rig. Hopefully you'll be able to use that in your own fishing now and catch a load of carp on it just like I've been doing.